What is going on, everybody? What is going on? What is up? What is up? What is up? How's everybody doing on this January 12th, on this Monday evening? How's everybody feeling? How are you all doing? How's 2026 going so far? I know we're only a couple of weeks in, but how you all doing? How you all feeling? Talk to me. What is going on? Shout out to the folks in the chat. How we all doing today? How we all feeling? We are 4 weeks away from spring training. Spring training is right around the corner. And I know it's been a very frustrating offseason for us Yankees fans, especially, since the Yankees really haven't done anything outside of, bringing back Ahmed Rosario, bringing back Ryan Yarbrough, Trent Grisham accepting his qualifying offer. And, the Yankees have made several signings to their minor league system to add some depth to the organization. But right now, here we are, right? January 12th, and the Yankees are still in talks, in negotiations with Cody Bellinger. And, apparently they've expressed interest and checked in on other players, according to John Heyman, and we'll get into all of that, right? So, we know what the Yankees want to do, but what are they going to do? What ends up happening this offseason? Who are they going to sign? Who are they going to trade for? Are they going to be trading for any positional players? Are they going to, are they going to sign any of the players that they've checked in on? I mean, what are these guys going to do? Yankees got work to do. They have a lot of work to do. I mean, still, and it's crunch time. It's crunch time, and they got to get it together. They Brian Cashman, I know he's working the phones. I know, again, he's been, back and forth quite a bit with, with Cody Bellinger and Scott Boras. There's a gap between both sides, and it doesn't seem like both sides are going to budge. And, I can't really blame Brian Cashman for not wanting to budge for Cody Bellinger. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from Cody Bellinger. Do I want him back? Yes, but at a reasonable deal. Personally, I'm not giving him 7 years. That is just insane. That's crazy. I'm not giving him 7 years. As far as what has been reported, what the Yankees offered, sounds like it's a 5-year, $155 million deal, similar deal to what Pete Alonso got with the Orioles. And, to me, I think that's more than reasonable. Personally, if you want my opinion, I don't think Cody Bellinger deserves. Personally, I don't think he deserves $30 million AAV. But I understand there are other players are getting that. I understand it's the market. I get all that. I do get it. I understand. But I think $155 million for 5 years is more than reasonable for Cody Bellinger. And the Yankees are not trying to go above 5 years. Can I blame them? No. Obviously, Scott Boras and Cody Bellinger are both looking for 7 years, but I don't know that any team is going to offer that to them at all, right? There hasn't been any other reports as far as what other teams have offered to Cody Bellinger. If they made an offer to Cody Bellinger, sounds like the Yankees are the only team that have made an offer. Right. I mean, sure, the Yankees could look other avenues. Right. I mean, it sounds like they checked in on Kyle Tucker. They checked in on Bo Bichette. right? Kyle Tucker is the other big name free agent. He's still out there, right? And you got to wonder why. You got to wonder what his demands are looking like, what his asking price is, and you know, are the big question now is, are either one of these guys like Kyle Tucker, Cody Bellinger, are they going to be able to get the long term deal that they're looking for, or are they going to have to settle for a short term deal? You know, um, I know I said it a couple of months ago. As far as Kyle Tucker goes, I know I wouldn't be surprised if he was asking for $400 million. I really wouldn't be surprised. I think it'd be an overpay, no doubt, but it wouldn't surprise me one bit if he was asking for that kind of money. But again, there hasn't been anything reported as far as what kind of contract, how many years, how much money he's looking for. That hasn't been reported, but we know with Bellinger, at least he's looking for 7 years. But again, I do not see a team giving that to him. The Yankees are certainly not going to give it to him. The Yankees are set. The Yankees are deadlocked. I think they want to stay at 5 years. I think the money that they're offering is right. The AAV is right. So, but the years is the big holdup. So I don't know how long this battle is going to go for. And if it's just going to keep dragging on, if I'm the Yankees, I'm moving on. I'm saying, you know what, we'll just explore elsewhere. And yes, the Yankees are exploring other areas, right? I already mentioned Tucker. I mentioned Bichette. It sounds like, they called the Chicago Cubs and checked in on Nico Hoerner, who I would love to have on the Yankees. That was a guy I talked about last year as well when he could potentially be available. I know the Cubs haven't said anything about him, said anything about Nico Hoerner being available, but I would love for the Yankees to get Nico Hoerner. He doesn't have to be. I know some fans are saying some fans may not be, may not want him, but personally, I want him. He's a great contact hitter, right? I mean, he hits lefties really well. Okay. Just looking at some of his stats from the 2025 season, 6.2 WAR, right? 7 home runs, 178 hits, batting average of 297. He scored 89 runs, 61 RBIs, 29 stolen bases. His on-base percentage was 345, slugging 394, OPS 739. His OPS plus was 114. And as far as him against left-handed pitching in 2025, he had a 369 batting average against left-handed pitching. So this would be a great bat to have in the lineup. He's a righty bat, hits lefties really well. It's an area that the Yankees really need, right? There's been a discussion about the Yankees needing righty bats, guys that can hit for contact. This guy is perfect. I think this is a guy that they need to they need to trade for. But what is that going to look like? What is that trade going to look like? We know for sure that some of the big names in the Yankees minor league system are not going to be available, right? We're talking George Lombard Jr., Spencer Jones, probably Carlos Lagrange, Elmer Rodriguez. I highly doubt any of these guys would be available, but the Cubs are looking for pitching. Perhaps they can entertain Luis Hill in a potential package. Could I see the Cubs potentially asking for Will Warren? Absolutely. For me, I'd much rather trade Luis Hill in a package and keep Warren. In me personally, right? I can't speak for everybody else, but that's what I would do. But Nico Hoerner does fit a need, and you could plug him in at shortstop. That left side of the infield would be perfect defensively, especially with McMahon playing third base, and you got Nico Hoerner at shortstop. That a lot of balls that get hit that way, or it's going to be really hard for those balls to get through, especially with two really good defensive players. And then you got Jazz at second base. You got Ben Rice at first. So the infield with the Yankees, all of a sudden, right? Assuming if Nico Hoerner was traded to the Yankees, all of a sudden it looks great. Looks amazing, and not to mention they get a great righty bat again, that hits for contact. He doesn't have to be a home run guy. He doesn't have to be a power guy. The Yankees have that in their lineup. The Yankees have plenty. They got those types of players on their team. They need guys that can hit for contact and can put the ball in play, and create opportunities. Right. So Nico Hoerner, to me, he certainly fits the bill, and he's a guy that, again, I wouldn't mind the Yankees trading for him. But the question is he even available? The Cubs haven't really said anything. It's been said that the Cubs are probably not going to trade him, but I figured, it's worth checking in on, especially since, the Cubs have Matt Shaw, who's probably going to get a lot of playing time. And, the Cubs also just signed Alex Bregman to a 5-year deal. So, Bregman's part of the Cubs organization. So it only makes sense to check in on Nico Hoerner. And he is a rental. He's only, you only have him for a season and then he becomes a free agent. But again, I think he's worth it. I think he's totally worth trading for. But the question is, what would be the Cubs asking price? What would the Cubs ask for Nico Hoerner? But I mean, I think you would have to, they still need pitching. I would try to, dangle Luis Hill in a package perhaps, or if they could do something straight up, I'd even do that 1-for-1. I would be very happy with that. But is that a possibility? Is that a thing? I mean, we don't know. But Hoerner is one guy. We know the Yankees checked in on Bo Bichette, right? We know they have gotten in contact with Bo Bichette. I don't know what both sides talked, but we know that Bo Bichette is meeting with the Philadelphia Phillies. And Bo Bichette, again, another great righty bat. Doesn't have to hit a lot of home runs, but numbers look really good for Bo Bichette in 2025. And his numbers against left-handed pitching in 2025, he had a batting average 308 with 7 homers, 31 RBIs, and 139 plate appearances against left-handed pitchers in 2025. Again, another great bat for the Yankees. Should the Yankees sign him, as you know, Bo Bichette's a free agent, so he is drawing interest. So again, he's meeting with the Phillies. I'm sure the Blue Jays are keeping tabs on him. After all, he is coming off a great year with the Blue Jays, and Bichette's numbers, right? As far as his numbers go, 3.5 WAR, 582 at bats, 181 hits, hit 18 home runs, batting average 311, 78, scored 78 runs, 94 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, on base percentage of 357, slugging of 483. OPS of 840, OPS plus 129. So, again, offensively, he could hit. There's no doubt. His bat is fantastic. The defense is not great, though. I mean, if the Yankees were to get him, realistically, I mean, playing him, I would say at second base would be the most realistic, right? Believe it or not, he's actually worse than Volpe defensively. I mean, who would have ever thought that? I know it's probably a shocker, but yes, he is worse than Anthony Volpe defensively. But his bat is so much better. And I know there's a lot of fans out there, a lot of folks out there that would be willing to overlook his defense because of his bat. But defense is really important. I'm never going to overlook defense. Defense is key. It's absolutely necessary, and it's something that should never ever be ignored. After all, defense does win games, especially in the postseason. But before I keep going, let me say what's up to the chat real quick. Let's see who we got in the building. Jacob Petruzzi, good to see you, man. What's going on, Jacob? How you doing? What is up? We got John the Beagle Dad. What is up? And who else we got? We got JB from the Back It Up Binge podcast. Shout out to my friend JB. If you're an Orioles fan, if you're a Dolphins fan, if you're a baseball or football fan, be sure to check out the Back It Up Binge podcast. What is up? Katie, what is going on? Brooklyn's in the house. What's up, Susan? How's it going? Who else we have in the building? We got Ken in the building. Check out the Yankees, The Ugly Truth. We got our friend Brad. What's up, Brad? How's it going? We got Keith California. What's going on? How's it going? And shout out to Daniel Berry for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Make sure you guys check out Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Does a really good job over there. Uploads a lot of videos. So thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And thank you so much for your support as always. Who else we got in the building? We got Pito Will in the building. We got the Ace Avenue in the building. What up, Ace? Shout out to my man Ace. Make sure you go check out the Ace Avenue. Does baseball reviews or baseball content, does movie content. So if you're a movie buff like he is, go check out his movie reviews, TV show reviews. He does it all. Who else? We got Dave in the building. What is up? Who else we got? We got my man Gusto in the building. What's up, man? Long time no see. Hopefully you're doing good. Shout out to Daniel Berry becoming a member. Thank you so much. Yankee Kyle's in the building. Pito Will, shout out to you, man. Member for 12 months. Appreciate you. Says, let's go Yankees. And Gusto, member for 12 months. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Birthday last week? Oh, it was a birthday. Well, happy late birthday. Happy belated birthday to Susan. Make sure you all wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hopefully it was a good one. We got Slinksy in the building. How's it going? Referee, what's up, man? Much love, man. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. You are the man. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Who else we got in the building? Sawdust says, get the likes up. Appreciate you. What is going on? Just trying to see who else we got. Austin Hayes. That's another name that's been talked about. Michael. What's going on, Michael? He could be another one. It's a game of chicken with Boris. He does this all the time. The contract will get dropped to a lower number of years to get this guy signed. More than likely, I mean, at this point, it's like he's not doing his clients any favors, man. But honestly, if I'm the Yankees, I'm saying, you know what? We're done. We're just going to explore other areas. But it seems like the Yankees really want to bring him back. But the Yankees are going to stay put with what they're asking for. And I don't blame them. I don't blame Brian Cashman and company for, putting their foot down, letting Scott Boras know, like, we're not budging. So, we're not giving you 7 years. Ali, what's up? He says, I like Bellinger, but he's asking for too much money. I mean, he's going to. I mean, that's his right, whether we agree with it or not. What's up, Jonathan? How's it going? Yeah, well, Nico, he'd be a trade. I mean, I'm not going to give up a lot for Nico, but he brings some value to the team, no doubt. Joseph, good to see you, man. What is going on? And we got Jake Boss in the building. Who else we got? We got a lot of folks in the building. Appreciate you all being here. Horner and Tucker, and let's go. Dude, if they got both, you're not going to hear me. You're not going to see me complain one bit. Ken says Cubs are looking for major league ready starting pitching. Warren is probably the starter plus a lower level prospect shoulder could get the deal done. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather dangle Luis Hill in front of him instead of Will Warren personally, but I could see the Cubs asking for Will Warren instead. But I can't see a situation where the Yankees are going to part ways with Will Warren. I don't see it, but hey, I've been wrong. Yeah, trade Volpe for a Horner. Right. Let's do that. Like, share, subscribe. You heard Gusto, or else you better watch. He's got that itchy finger. We got Steve Dave. What's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, well, I don't know if they use the Yankees as a stepping stone, but I mean, they're gonna test free agency, and they're gonna try and get the deal that they're looking for. A lot of times I want to say a lot of times that they do, sometimes they don't, but you know, free agency, never know what's gonna happen in the market. What are you posting here? The Tampa Bay Rays have acquired. Oh, okay. So, yo, shout out to Max Coverage. What up, Max? My man Max is killing it over there. Steve Day says Bo has a good WAR, hits for average, not a feast of famine hitter like most on his team. That's why I honestly I wouldn't. Hence, that's the reason why I wouldn't complain about the Yankees signing Bo. Yeah, they're gonna have to give up some IFA money if they do sign him. Give up a couple of draft picks. That's probably the only reason why the Yankees would even hold off on signing Bo Bichette. And again, his defense is worse than Volpe's, but he's got a much better bat than Volpe. But him or Horner, I mean, but neither one of these guys are feast or famine. I mean, both of these guys would bring a need for the Yankees. Back it up Inch says Bichette would be an interesting signing for the Yankees, keeping the AL East motivation for him. Yeah, that'd be good. Be a big motivation. You think the Yankees have a shot of trading for Tarek Skubal? I mean, out of it, could they? Do they have a shot? Sure, but what's the percentage? I think that percentage is very low. Personally, I know there's been a gap between the Tigers and Skubal for arbitration. Apparently, Skubal asked for 32 million. Tigers came back with 19. I'm like, oh man, but what would that trade look like? I mean, the Yankees are going to have to give up a lot of pieces for 1 year of Skubal. I wouldn't do it for Skubal, man, personally. Who else we got in the building? We got, Jacob Frederick. What up, man? Steelers. Yeah. Well, good luck to your Steelers there, buddy. Member for 8 months, member for 16 months for referee. Appreciate you fellas, man. Appreciate all the members, man. Thank you all for being loyal members. Thank you all very much. Let's get Yankee. Yeah. For the love of God, Cashman, do something. He's trying, man. He's trying, but he's he don't want to get fleeced. That's the thing. He don't want to get fleeced, and I can't blame him. So the Yankees aren't doing anything because they know there's going to be zero baseball in 2027. So I spent any money, especially with Hal crying poverty. I mean, I know the CBA is going to expire after December 1st of this year. So I you know I don't know what baseball is going to look like then. I mean, I think a lockout is inevitable. I think we know that a lockout's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to stop the Yankees from doing what they want to do. I mean, I think it's still business as usual according to Cashman, right? But um, you know, there's no telling what the Yankees are. We know what they want to do, but what are they going to do? That's again Moreno from Arizona for his catching option for catching. Yeah, Bo is super clutch. What's up, Udall? What's up? What's going on? How's it going? Bo can play leadoff. His defense stinks, but his hitting is great. That's what I've been saying. And the Yankees do need a leadoff guy. Really. I mean, the Yankees, as of right now, do not have a leadoff guy in their lineup. I mean, I'm not really wanting to see Trent Grisham lead off personally. I mean, Grisham had a great year, but I'd rather see somebody else lead off. And I think guys like Bo, Nico Horner, I mean, both of these guys would be great. Yeah, half the farm would be gone for Skubal. Yeah, I'd rather the Yankees explore Skubal when he becomes a free agent. Personally, yeah. Well, imagine what the trade would look like for Paul Skeens, and I'd much rather get Paul Skeens, 100%. But He ain't going nowhere though. The Pirates are trying to build a team right now. Pirates have actually quietly been making some moves this offseason. And shout out to Ken for being a member for 20 months. He says NFE to the rescue. Keep doing you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Trying. Ronald, what's up? Cruise Control says, I heard Yankees front runs for Freddie Peralta. Hope it happens. Where did you hear that and from who? I know the Yankees have been in talks with the Brewers about Freddie Peralta. I would love for the Yankees to get Freddie Peralta. They need a starting pitcher. I think they need a starting pitcher. Especially with what the rotation is going to look like to start the season. Freddie Peralta would definitely fit that need. So would Mackenzie Gore. I know the Yankees have had discussions with the Nationals about concerning Mackenzie Gore. I know last week there was talks of the Yankees and the Marlins for, to try and trade for Edward Cabrera, but Cabrera eventually ended up getting traded to the Cubs. The Cubs gave up their number one prospect, and there was no way that the Yankees were going to give up George Lombard Jr. Absolutely not. And shout out to referee again for another super chat. This time it's $4.90. You are the man, bro. You're too. Thank you. What is he saying here? He's saying no baseball in 2027. Yankees know what they're playing chess, not checkers. Save it now, reloading for 2028. Smart business, ugly truth. I mean, could be, could not be. I don't know. But if what is true about the Yankees and what we've been hearing is what they always say is that we're a win now organization. So, I don't think, because of what may happen in 2027, what discussions are going to happen, during the CBA once that expires. I mean, let's see what that looks like. But regardless of what that is going to look like, the Yankees still have to compete. It's as simple as that. All baseball teams are going to have to compete. They're still going to play at the end of the day. So it's got to be business as usual. Cashman, well, it's true. Hal tells Cashman, like, here's how much money I'm allowing you to spend. So it's on Cashman to make the moves, right? But I'm not expecting the Yankees to go out and spend a ridiculous amount of money. It's like, yes, they can go out and sign these players. They can pay these players, but it's got to make sense, right? It's got to make sense, because when you sign, especially when you sign players that are long term, you sign these players that are 8, 9 years, 10 years. The back end of that contract starts to hurt the team, right? I understand players looking for those long term deals, but eventually it starts to hurt. They don't become this. They're not the same player that they were when they were much younger. We see this with athletes all the time. With them aging, and then they don't have the skills that they once had. Right, injuries pile up. Unfortunately, it's just it happens with most athletes. So doing pretty good. And yes, Susan, Peralta is another rental. Shout out to Ken from Myrtle Beach. What's up, Ken? He says, Bo to second base, Jazz to center field in his final year. Take Bellinger savings and use on relief. That wouldn't be a bad idea, but the question is, do the Yankees want to put Jazz in center field, though? I mean, they don't have to pay Bellinger. Bo at shortstop at the beginning of the year. The thing is, though, he's not great at shortstop. This is my worry. I'd rather him play second base. I don't want him at shortstop. I mean, yes, he hits, but he can't. His defense sucks. On X, I know Petruzzi just sent me a post. Brewers fanatic and affiliate Diam Sent is reporting that the Yankees are a leader. It's a Brewer fanatic website, so it's Brewers moving toward quote moving toward Freddie Peralta trade with Yankees in lead. Interesting. I'll have to keep tabs on that. So Steve Dave says Nico and Belly and Tucker are good, not yet not great. Soto was great, which is why we went to the World Series when he was here, except the hitters who benefit from hitting next to Judge. Yeah, well, the thing is, they would provide a need. They do provide a need for the lineup. They provide a bat for the lineup. Soto was that guy, but if you can have a 1 through 9, right, that's a mix of power hitters and guys that hit for contact. I mean, a well-balanced lineup. That's what I'm getting at. A well-balanced lineup. This would be, this team, the lineup would be killer, right? But it's gonna take more than 2 or 3 guys in the lineup to help this team succeed offensively. Yeah, I did see that. According to John Heyman, right? That was from John Heyman. Cashman's working hard for, he's working or talking to other teams about 4 position players. Who those position players are, we don't know. But yeah, there's been talks about that. You're good, dude. Don't text and drive. Focus on the road. Yeah, if anybody, I always like to say this: if anybody is out there, if you're driving and you're listening, just keep your eyes on the road. Safety first, please. Baseball in 2027. I don't think they'll forfeit the entire season, but I think there'll probably be a delay in the season. There'll probably be a late start. I think so, but we'll get into all that. Cash is only great when overspending like 09, which is why we haven't won since then. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just the money that these players are looking for. It's you're overpaying. I mean, a lot of these players are overpaid. I mean, I know it's the market. Listen, I don't think I don't know about how we'll go all in. I mean, he'll go all in if it's totally worth it and it makes sense. I mean, you saw it last year when they were trying to bring Soto back. I mean, you saw the money that they offered him. I mean, it wasn't cheap. I believe it was more. It was beyond reasonable. It was an overpay, but he was Hal was willing to spend on him. Well, and that's the Yankees' fear. That's the Yankees' fear. They don't want to end up with a DJ Rizzo or Aaron Hicks, as Pito Will brings up. I don't want those type of contracts because I hate for Bellinger to sign, a 6 or 7 year contract, and then the back end of that contract just starts to hurt him and hurt the Yankees. I'd pass on Tommy Pham. Well, go tell that to Major League Baseball. Go tell that to Rob Manfred. Go tell that to the Players Union. Go tell that to the owners because it's going to be ultimately on them. Yes, there is a Yankees hot stove in about an hour, so we'll see what Jack Curry has to say. Maybe he might have a little bit more insight as to what is going on, or see if he has any predictions. You and me both, Jake. You and me both. I like Soto. I still like Juan Soto. Okay, I want everybody to understand. I still like Juan Soto, but would I have been happy if they brought him back? 100%, 100%. But it definitely would have been a massive overpay. But the man is talented. The man is talented. He brought a lot to the Yankees, but that's in the past now. He's a Met now. So Yankees gotta look for other ways to improve their team. Nah, and listen, like I said, I have no problems with Tommy Pham. I would say pass on him personally. I don't think there's really a need for him. Listen, look, it's been quite an off season, right? It's been quite an off season for the Yankees. Again, I know it's been frustrating for a lot of us fans. You know, we want Cashman and company. We want these guys to, make the big move already, right? Do something already. But you have to look at it from the other side too. What are other teams asking for, right? What are other teams asking from the Yankees? Other teams are always. I don't care what anybody says. The Yankee tax is real. Um, other teams are always trying to fleece the Yankees, and Cashman's. The Yankees aren't going to allow it. They're not going to get fleeced. They're not going to get fleeced. It's as simple as that. And you know, Bellinger's not the only guy that's out there, right? Again, if I'm the Yankees, and if Bellinger and Boris are going to keep playing these games, if they're going to keep dragging us out, if I'm the Yankees, I'm moving on, man. I'm like, you know what? We're going to explore elsewhere. We're gonna talk with Kyle Tucker. We're gonna talk with his agent, Casey Close. See 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 what he's looking for. So, talk to Bo Bichette. Talk to and talk to other teams that where players are could potentially be available in a trade. So, do I want Bellinger back? Sure, but at a reasonable deal. I'm not. I don't want the Yankees overpaying for him. Right? Bellinger was a great contributor. I mean, he was. I'm not knocking him for it. He was a help for the Yankees. He brings the versatility. We know he could play anywhere in the outfield. He could play first base. Uh, his bat plays well at Yankee Stadium. He's a good lefty bat. I mean, absolutely. He checks the boxes. But there's also been inconsistencies in his career, right? So, but he had a good 2025. There's no doubt about it. But is it do I think that the Yankees should give him 7 years? No, no, no way. No freaking way. And shout out to Sabine. Good to see you. How are you? She says, "Hi, my beautiful Yankees fam, and hello, NFE, and can't stay but stop by to say I've missed you and Happy New Year." Same to you. Hopefully 2026 has been treating you well so far. But and Jonathan says we're at 31 likes. Nice. Let's try to get to 50 likes. Let's try to get to 50 likes. I'll tell you what, I haven't done this in a long time. But if we get to 50 likes while I'm live, I will gift a membership. Okay. Again, I will gift a membership if we get to 50 likes. Let me see how many likes we got. Because we're at 30. We're at 31. Let me check this real quick on my phone. So where are we at for likes so far? So we're at 35 likes. 35 likes, Lou. We need 15 more. 15 more likes. If we get to 50, if we get 15 more likes, I'll gift a membership. So anybody who hasn't hit that like button, please hit that like button. And hit that subscribe button too while you're at it. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel, folks. The goal for this year is 3,000 subs. Let's try to get this channel to 3,000 subs. A duck race? One of these days I'll do a duck race. One of these days. I see people that haven't forgotten the duck race. That's awesome. Throws back out as he usually does. As long as he comes back healthy and plays well. I mean, his start to the season was rough in 2025, but then when May rolled around, he started cranking it up, right? And looks like I had a message here from our friend Brad. Looks like there was a tweet that was put out saying that that said was hearing Boris felt Bellinger should get what Fried got last winter. Yeah, no. What? No way. No freaking way. I'm so full back every show once spring training starts. Wishing prosperity for all, living you and leaving you. All right, Sabine, thanks for popping in. Hopefully you're doing good. Thank you. Yeah, let's try to get to 50 likes. Like I said, if we hit 50 likes, I will gift a membership. I will gift a membership. So let's try to make that happen. And I'll keep checking. But yeah, so look, the Yankees this offseason, it's just been nothing but checking in, interest, sides have talked, negotiations are still happening. It's just been one big headache. It's just been nothing but like one big headache, man. Um, I'm ready. I'm ready. Honestly, I'm ready for this offseason to be over. And if the Yankees said we're moving on from Bellinger, you know what? I'm going to be happy. Really. If they bring Bellinger back, I'm going to be happy. Right? I'm going to be happy either way. But um, they can't keep dragging this on with Bellinger and Boris. We know Boris is pulling the strings here. You know, he does this every single offseason with his clients. So 25 Perez says, "Let's go Yankees, let's go, let's go." That's right. You're good. Wishing you well too. And another player that I forgot to bring up that John Heyman mentioned. I believe it was John Heyman that mentioned it. It was the Yankees were checked in on Luis Robert Jr. I'm saying no way to that. I don't want Luis Robert. If you're gonna get anybody, sign Bo, trade for Nico, get one of those guys, and then if you're checking on Kyle Tucker, man, if Kyle Tucker wants to come to the Yankees, you know what? Bring him over, sign him. I don't know about a long-term contract, but I'd be down for Kyle Tucker. Again, I don't know what kind of money he's demanding. I don't know what years he's looking for, but what is he? 28, 29 years old. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if he was looking in the high 300s. I wouldn't be surprised if it got up to 400. I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised at all. I really wouldn't be. Scott Boras is bad for baseball. Yeah, we could say he's bad for baseball, but I'll tell you what though, man. He gets his clients paid. He gets their money for him. Yeah, Robert Jr. He gets hurt. Yeah, and I'm not. I know a few fans have mentioned his name. I'm not for it, honestly. So, um, well said. And if you about Cody Bellinger, yeah, I mean, I just don't think the Yankees should waste a lot of time. Again, we're a month out, man. We're 1 month away from spring training, so I think the Yankees know it's crunch time. Time is running out, and they can't. You don't want to. You gotta get the Yankees to. You gotta. Hopefully, the Yankees can start making some moves soon. Yeah, and there was a reason for that. All right, Sabine. I appreciate it. Yeah, looks like I'm at 44 likes. So 6 more likes, folks. 6 more likes, and I will gift a membership. And YouTube will randomly select the subscribers. So yeah. All right, 45 likes. We need 5 more likes. Is Dominguez and Spencer Jones ready for every day? Well, it's interesting. I was talking about this with a couple of people I know. I mean, if the Yankees don't go after, if they don't end up signing Cody Bellinger, if they don't end up signing Kyle Tucker, which it doesn't sound like Yankees are like strong favorites for Kyle Tucker. It sounds like the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, teams like them are in on Kyle Tucker. Would the Yankees roll with Dominguez and Spencer Jones? We know Dominguez has played some games last year. Spencer Jones is Major League Baseball ready. could the Yankees roll with these two guys, and could the Yankees, you know, have these guys compete for a starting job, and one of them becomes a fourth outfielder, and instead of spending money on Cody Bellinger, could they roll with both of these guys? I mean, these guys are. I mean, Dominguez is he's got some Major League Baseball experience. We do know this. Spencer Jones is, he's ready. And again, have both of these guys compete for a starting spot. I mean, why not? I it could. I'm saying it could be a. I'm saying it's a possibility. I'm saying it's a possibility. I could the Yankees go that route for sure? You know, Dominguez. I know a lot of fans don't want to see him play. Dominguez he could play every day, assuming that, the Yankees don't sign Bellinger back. Great thing about Spencer Jones, we know he could play anywhere in the outfield. He's great defensively. He's great with the bat. He had a great season last year in the minors, right? I mean, yes, he does strike out a lot. I know that's the biggest complaint from a lot of fans. I get it. He can absolutely, I think he should get an opportunity, and he will get an opportunity at spring training. I think Cashman and Boone, I believe, both mentioned that. We're at 52 likes. Let me just verify that. All right. Yes, we just broke 50 likes. Thank you all so much. Y'all are great. And as promised, I will gift a membership. So let's see who the lucky recipient is going to be. Let me just do this real quick. Boom. And I just went ahead and gifted the membership. And who received the gifted membership? Cruise Control. Congratulations. You are the winner. So you just received a Strike Zone membership. It is good for 30 days. So anytime a subscriber is gifted a membership, it's good for 30 days. If you want to continue being a member, there's a link in the description. You could be a member. I got a few different options. So totally up to you if you want to continue being a member. But Cruise Control, you have been chosen by YouTube. So congratulations, Stephen B. What is going on, man? What is going on? What's up? How's it going? It's over says, remember when Luis Severino joked back in July 2024 that the Yankees only have two good hitters? It was a playful jab at his former teammates, and now only one of them remains is Judge. I mean, I don't think Judge is the only good hitter in that lineup, though. Oh, and Ken just gifted a membership. Shout out to Ken. Thank you, my friend Ken, who's been a longtime supporter of the Strike Zone since day one, man. Appreciate you, Ken. And it looks like Cecilia is the recipient of the Strike Zone membership. So congratulations to Cecilia. So you just got gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Ken, for the love and support, as always. And La Satala, what's up? Can't wait for the season to start. You and me both, man. You and me both. I can't wait either. 4 weeks away from spring training. Before you know it, the regular season's going to be here. And, I can't wait to start doing play-by-plays again. And I can't wait to, I can't wait to start interacting with all of you again. And hopefully we can start, meet some new people. So love to meet some new folks and hopefully do some more collabs with different content creators, just like last year. So got to start reaching out to some folks to try to, get some stuff ready for this season. But I appreciate everybody that's been with me along this journey. So whether it's day one or even now, so welcome to the channel. The Athletics, yeah, well, the Athletics don't have a good pitch. Nope, they don't. Zero. Yeah, I know the Yankees hot stove starts at 7. I'm curious to see what Jack Curry has to say. Let's see if it contradicts anything that John Heyman has said, if it contradicts anything as far as what's been coming out over the weekend. We'll just have to wait and see, right? And yeah, Susan Ben Rice can hit, right? He can hit. Cody Bell, Jazz can hit, right? Stanton when he's on his game, he could hit. Judge could hit. Grisham when he's on, he could hit. So they're Yankees got guys that can hit, but they need, it's right now it's just not enough. They need more. They need a couple of bats in that lineup, no doubt. So, but kind of wondered though if perhaps the Yankees could forget about Bellinger and their roll with Dominguez and Spencer Jones. They got two guys. Those two guys have been part of the Yankees organization. Those are the two names that have been talked about. So we'll see what happens though, people. We'll see what happens. There again, time is slowly winding down, but I think I'll like try and close it out with this. If the Yankees bring Bellinger back, I'll be happy as long as it's at a reasonable deal. I think he'll bring value. He'll be a good help to the team again, like he was in 2025. I think he'll be worth it, but again, at a reasonable deal. But if they're going to keep dragging their feet, look elsewhere, right? Go see what Kyle Tucker's looking for. Why not? What's the worst that's going to happen? Okay, they didn't sign him. All right, well, who else is out there? Unfortunately, yeah, Yanks talking to everyone is signing nobody, but gotta wonder what the players that they are talking to, who are they? What are the asking? What are the demands? Yeah, I mean that's my concern about Big G too. But you know what? When he's on his game, he's on his game. When he came back last year, after his injury, he was on fire. He was on fire. Fortunately, he didn't do anything in the postseason, but neither did the rest of the lineup except for Judge. I mean, this is what I'm saying. That's why I talked about guys like Bo Bichette. That's why I talked about guys like Nico Horner. I mean, these guys would help balance the lineup out and provide a need for the Yankees. I think Bellinger already burned his bridges. Listen, like I said, if the Yankees move on, great. Well, the bottom of the order was definitely a problem, and that again an area of improvement that is absolutely needed. You're not going to get an argument from me, right? The Yankees bottom 3 was bottom of the order, not great, and they were too lefty heavy. So again, that's why I keep I bring up guys like Nico Horner, I bring up Bo Bichette. These guys would provide some sort of balance. Yeah, pitchers and catchers is a month away, man. So Yankees pitchers and catchers are reporting on February 11th, I believe. I'm going to check that, and I think their first. Let's see here. Their pitchers and catchers report February 11th. The first workout will be on the 12th, and then the position players will report on the 15th of February. And the first full squad workout will be February 16th. So we're not far away. We're slowly but surely inching our way closer to the start of the 2026 season. So, um, hopefully this isn't the roster that we're looking at. I know I keep talking about the bats, and I know we've been so stuck on the bats, but you know, um, I know I briefly talked about the rotation, but the Yankees need, there could be a scenario where they may not get a trade for a starter. I don't think they're going to sign a starter personally. I think they're going to trade for one if they do end up getting one. Um, but I know they might have, they got a couple of guys down there. They might, maybe they do bring up Elmer Rodriguez. There's been a lot of, I know there's been a lot of chatter about him, and the kind of pitcher that he's been, and has had success in the minor leagues with the Yankees. I mean, he's definitely a name that I would watch out for. Carlos Lagrange. Is he a guy that comes out of the bullpen? Because the Yankees also do need some help with the bullpen. I wouldn't mind them getting another arm for the bullpen, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get another arm for the bullpen, because they did acquire a lot of bullpen arms at the deadline this past season. So, Matt Blake certainly has some work to do with these guys. So let's see what their season looks like. As my folder just fell on the ground. Hopefully nobody heard that, but it's all good. But yeah, it's not just the bats that the Yankees need help with. They need help with pitching too. Um, that's especially to start the season, because you definitely don't want this team to start on a with a bad record to start in the month of April. I know it's only 1 month, but you want to at least be at a pretty decent position by the time guys like Carlos Rodon comes back, by the time Garrett Cole comes back. I feel like it's inevitable that there's probably going to be injuries during spring training. I feel like that happens. That happens every single year, unfortunately. That's inevitable. So, Yankees got to be ready, man. They got to be prepared. It's as simple as that. You heard it, yeah. It won't happen again, I promise. It's only a folder. Ken says, I don't want a young pitcher traded for 1 year of Peralta. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. That I put out that short the other day because, Ken Rosenthal was talking about, would you, it would have to trade, Elmer Rodriguez or Carlos Lagrange for 1 year of Peralta. Listen, Peralta's great. Freddie Peralta's an excellent pitcher. He would definitely be a big help for the Yankees, but I don't want to give up either one of those guys or both of those guys for Freddie Peralta. If there's an area that the Yankees do a really good job of developing, it's pitching. And I don't want to give up either one of those guys. But listen, Peralta's numbers, he had a 5.5 WAR, 17-6 record, 2.70 ERA, 176 and 2/3 innings pitched. He had a WHIP of 1.07, 204 strikeouts. I mean, the numbers are great. The numbers are fantastic, but I'm not. Again, I'm not. I don't want to give up Elmer Rodriguez or Carlos Lagrange. Rodriguez and Lagrange have better stuff than Schlitt. I've seen both. Yeah, I like Schlittler, but I've heard I've seen the stuff with Rodriguez and Lagrange. I could see it. I could see it. It's over saying make the deal and stop holding on to prospects. If you want to sign this deal, the time is now. Get Peralta by trading Hill and ERC or Lagrange for him. Listen, I'd be okay with trading Hill. I'd be okay with trading Hill. I'm down with that, but I don't want personally. I don't want to trade ERC or Lagrange. I'd rather keep those guys honestly. Oh snap! Shout out to Celso. What's up, man? What's up, Celso? Long time no see, bro. How's it going? How's everything? Everything good? Health is good, I hope. Shout out to Celso, bro. Good to see you, man. What's going on? I see you over there working with Joey from the shift, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you two linked up. That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. You doing that full time, Celso, or you doing something else on the side? But shout out to Celso. Raymond Klickner, good to see you, man. It's been a long time. What's up, Raymond? Good to see you, my friend. How's life treating you? What is going on? Well, yeah, it was great. It's great to see a lot of you in the chat. I've missed many of you. I know I haven't really gone live. I know I haven't been doing as many live streams, and I've been putting out more shorts. It's just there really hasn't been too much reason to go live just because there hasn't been a lot of action other than the rumors and the interest and the checking in. It's just I'm not going to go. I figured why go live every single time when you hear that. I just would rather create make a YouTube short and just kind of give my thoughts on it and talk about what was discussed. Celso says, "Yeah, buddy, thanks, appreciate you. Started morning show again. Good, man. Good. Oh, the morning show, like your morning show, right? Your morning show, the one that you were doing. I think you're doing that on Rumble or something, right? If I'm not mistaken. So cool. Yeah, I'm glad. Good for you, bro. Hopefully that's going well for you. Yeah, no, it'll change next month. No doubt. It'll change next month. Um, yeah, I'll still be, doing the live streams. There's nothing to tell us hot stove is useless. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to talk about, like I said. So yeah, I'll be, probably be doing things a little bit different this year with live streams. You all remember, you guys and gals remember, I was doing, Yankee hot stove or Yankee pre games and play by plays. My plan is that I'm probably gonna do them together. So I'm probably going to what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably start. My game plan is to start an hour before the game with the pregame and talk predictions like we always do, and talk food like Pito says, which I'm pretty hungry right now. So let me know what you all are eating. Write down in the comments what you all are eating. But that's gonna be my game plan though. That's probably gonna be my game plan is I'll probably do the pregame and the play by play together instead of doing two separate live streams. I think that's what I'm gonna probably end up doing, honestly. So let me know what you think. I was doing that actually during the postseason, and I was doing that during the postseason. I feel like it worked out a lot better where I didn't have to do two live streams, so I just did 2 and 1. So I'll probably start doing that um I'll probably start doing that during the regular season too. So pregame, and then right after that, just transition right into the play by play. It's probably going to be what I'm going to end up doing. I'm seeing some food here. Okay, Sicilian pizza, BLT sandwiches. Okay. Oh, MFNP Porto. Just faith and positivity on YouTube. No politics. Okay, cool. All right. This is Celso's new channel. Cool, man. I'll go check it out. Don't worry about it, man. I don't do politics on this channel either, so that's for other channels. If you want to go express your political views. Shrimp rice, asparagus, hush puppies, and banana milkshake. Ooh, a banana milkshake sounds pretty good, actually. I want a chocolate milkshake now. Jeez, friggin' Porto Celso is gonna want me to get a chocolate shake now. Now I want to shake Celso. Now I want to shake again. Well, not again, but now I want to shake. Oh man, I need to get a chocolate shake. And then Pizzo brought up Sicilian pizza. Now I want some freaking Sicilian. Now I want pizza. Doesn't have to be Sicilian, just pizza, bro. Like New York style pizza. Doesn't have to be Sicilian. We love food on this channel. I'm glad we talk about food. We bounce ideas off of each other. Baked ziti. Ooh, baked ziti's good. Baked ziti's good. I like me some baked ziti, no doubt. For sure, for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna close this thing out, folks. Been live for over an hour. Got to take a sip of my water here. Been live for over an hour, so I'm glad I went live. I'm glad I got to see many of you, and thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you all very much. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the support as always. We'll go live again at some point. I love Sicilian pizza. Don't get me wrong. If somebody gave me Sicilian pizza, I'm not saying no, but I'm more of a regular, just your classic New York, classic slice. I like those, but yeah, but yeah, like I said, I appreciate all the new subscribers though. Yeah. Good night. Good night to you there, Pito. I'm gonna close this thing out. Let's see where we're at for likes. I'm just curious to see where I'm at for the likes on the live stream. Let's see where we are. Yeah, we're at 59 likes. Let's get to 60. Let's get one more like. Let's get 60 before we close it out. And then I'll leave you all alone. Yeah, Susan, pineapple on pizza is a crime. Like I've been attacked for not liking pineapple on pizza, and I'm like, I'm not the guy you want to attack. I know we're still waiting for baseball season to start, but one thing I am really happy about, and those of you guys who know me, I'm a big fight fan, so I'm glad the UFC will be back on TV here in 12 days. They'll be on Paramount Plus for anybody that is wondering. So they're no longer with ESPN, but I'm excited for the fights to be back. That's coming back on that's coming back on in 12 days. I cannot wait for the UFC. Plenty of couch time for me on Saturdays, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Pineapple pizza, that's a staple in Australia. Oh God. No offense, Brad. If you ever offered me pineapple pizza, if I ever visited Australia and I saw you and you offered it to me, dude, I would not take it. I'd be like, dude, no, just no. Just absolutely not. I just wouldn't do it. No, that's just a no. Pineapple on pizza. Listen. If there's people out there that like it, I don't. See, now we're talking pineapple on pizza. I'll put out a poll next time. I was gonna ask you all, let's vote, but I'll put out a poll next time. But anyway, folks, yeah, immigration would definitely not reject me. Are you kidding me? Not this guy. Look at me, man. They wouldn't reject me. You would get rejected out here, no doubt. But Cousins from New Zealand, you should ask him. You should ask him. But anyway, I'm going to close it out here, folks. Thank you all very much. You guys and gals are the best. Thank you to all the new subs. Let's continue growing this channel. Let's try to get to 3,000 subs for 2026. I would greatly appreciate it. Of course, if we get to 3,000 subs, I'm going to do a giveaway, just like when I hit 1,000, just like when I hit 2,000. When I hit 3, I want to do a giveaway. So hopefully we can accomplish that together. So thank you all very much. Have a great night, everybody. Of course, look out for the shorts, look out for the live streams, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you haven't already. Keep sharing this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. We hit 60 likes. Let's go. Thank you so much, Pito Will, for saying it. Thank you all very much. You all are the best. See you all next time. Have a great night. And as always, let's go Yankees.